Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am building a new bookshelf for my office and kind of finally organizing it more and redoing how all my books are organized. And I'm actually going to put up wall art. You can kind of see like my PC in the background, and I just want it to be just like more homey in here because we moved and I've like unboxed everything, but it just doesn't feel like home yet. It doesn't feel like my own personal office because I've never had that before. So I'm gonna be doing that in today's video, which I'm really excited about. I'm also gonna talk about my TBR list. So let's get started.
Hours later.
So as you can tell, it's like so much later. It's 9:30. So I'm going to start working back on this, and it's gonna look. I like Pinterested like so many things today, so I think I have an idea of what I want to do. I don't exactly love this lighting, but I'm working on it, so I was like, I gotta record it. So yeah.
Hey, it's me.
So I just finished putting up all of my wall decor, finished organizing all of my books, and I'm so excited to show you. So let's take a look. So first of all, let's just do like a big wide scan of all of this and how gorgeous she is. So first I needed a new bookshelf because like all of my like TBR books were just on the floor, which is this shelf, and I wanted a big one that I could grow into because I know I'm just going to keep getting more books. And so I wanted it to really just showcase all my favorite things. So at the top we have the Clockwork Angel. It's the prequel to the City of Bones series, and I read this when I was in high school. I was obsessed with it. I need to do a reread of it to see if I'm just as obsessed. We then have Akatar, of course, with the crown because she is the best. I have all the rest of Sarah J. Maas's books with my Sora from Kingdom Hearts Funko Pop. My best friend gave this to me, which is like a little book stamp. Got a camera. I had to have the fourth wing here to like show it off because I'm obsessed with it. I have my little D&D dice, a little Darth Vader mug for all my bookmarks. I am going to have the Once Upon a Broken Heart series here. I did have the Ballad of Never After like standing up like this, but I'm actually reading it right now and also obsessed with it already. We then have the classics. We have Twilight, and we have the City of Bones series, honorable mentions. Then we have all the rest of the books I've read that I'm like, I've read it, and they go here. Moving over here, we have all my books that I need to read still, and hopefully I can make those look cute soon, but I have a lot of space left, which doesn't mean I need to get more books, but it is tempting. I then have my Star Wars Legos, Funko Pops, mini Star Wars Legos, and then here is my favorite part. If it focuses, there we go. So I have a bunch of art that I got in Colorado from, they're all from the same artist. It is by, I think it's CJ Rocky, and they're located in Manitou Springs. It's really cool. My favorite piece by him is this one. It's Little Fairies, and they're called The First Kiss, and I think it's absolutely adorable. And then here I have all of my postcards from a bunch of different places. It's not super balanced. I need to put like some more over here, I think, but I really love it because it's all places that I've been with my husband, except I think Seattle. We haven't been to Seattle together, but I went to see my best friend, and I love it. And then this print is actually from where he proposed, so it means a lot to me, and I really love it. And of course I have my like comfy chair, so I really feel like this space is just kind of like perfect for me. Ugh. Okay, long time no talk, which to you will be like 2 seconds. To me it's been like almost a month since I've recorded because it has been an insane month between just like family coming into town and wedding showers and bachelorette parties. A lot of fun stuff, but I just have not recorded like anything. So I wanted to do a quick catch up in this video to talk about everything I've read since recording me, you know, putting up all my wall art and organizing my shelves. And I really want to talk about all the books on my TBR. So let's get started into that. So one book I read, and I can't remember if I have talked about it in any of my other videos. I don't think I have. I know for a fact I talked about Once Upon a Broken Heart, but this is the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. The third book comes out in October. What this book is about is a girl who is in love with this boy, and turns out that her sister is actually going to get married to him, her stepsister actually, and her journey on making sure that doesn't happen. And then the story just quickly evolves into something different, so I can't even say what this book is truly about, except that it's amazing. It was a 5-star read. I cried at the end of this book, and I normally don't cry about books or over books, and I'm like beyond excited for the third book to come out. I even have like a countdown on my phone. I'm that excited. So do yourself a huge favor and go read this series. The next thing that I unfortunately read was the Shatter Me series. I have the first book, and I think this is the third book here. I kept seeing like everywhere on TikTok about Aaron Warner, we love Aaron Warner. And I was like, okay, like I love book boyfriends. Let me just add to my collection of book boyfriends. Let me read this book. And I'm not trying to be mean, because I know a lot of people really do love this book, but this was a 1-star for me personally. And I felt like the reason why I did it as a 1-star is the world building is non-existent. No character has any type of personality. The only person that does have a personality is Aaron, and he's kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, just a little bit, especially in this book. There's just nothing. It's giving nothing. And so after I read this book and I hated it, I was like, okay, like what is everybody talking about? And very similar to the Zodiac Academy, everybody was like, oh, get to this certain book in the series and you'll love it. And it was book 4. So I read the first book, I read the novella, I read the second book, I read the second novella, and then I finally read Ignite Me. There are some like cool scenes in here that I understand why people are kind of like obsessed with him, but I just, for all this build up for this huge battle to happen, and the battle being like literally like maybe like this little bit of the book, like it wasn't worth it to me. So not my cup of tea. Definitely like very YA, but I feel like the author could have done a lot better of a job with like at least world building and having some kind of personality. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it personally. The next book I read, another Stephanie Garber book. I am obsessed with her. I love her so much. This is Caraval. It is about 2 sisters, and one of the sisters' journey to get to Caraval, which is this 1 time a year game, and this year's prize, if you win the game, is a wish. And her books are all so magical. And okay, sorry. Pause one thing. Read this series before you read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, because I didn't know this. They're in the same world, like same world, different stories. So read this first, because oh my gosh, when I'm reading the second one right now and the things that are happening in it, I'm freaking out. I'm obsessed with it. I give them 4 stars, only because nothing can compare to Once Upon a Broken Heart to me. Maybe that's like Once Upon a Broken Heart is like 6 stars and it is a 5-star read, but I'm obsessed with it. I loved this book so much. Do yourself a huge favor and read it. I'm on the second book right now, and obviously I'm loving it. I'm already like a little over 100 pages in. I just started like 2 days ago or something like that. So I am obsessed. Those are all the books I've been reading. I've had like a really good reading month. So these are all my TBR books. So let's go through this. So the first book I have is another Brandon Sanderson book. This is The Way of Kings. I heard that this book was amazing, a lot of world building, and that is something that I truly do love about it. And the only thing is, it is a little bit intimidating how thick it is. I think it's like It's like 1,000 pages. Oh, this is cool. I didn't know that I had that. That's awesome. I love maps. But so I have this. I've had this book for forever and I want to read it so bad. It's The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. Also, know nothing about it. I just know that it came up on my TikTok. It looked really good. Everybody was talking about it's about like, I think it is about Vikings. Like you can see like a huge dragon and like how little Viking guy is on here. I think it's about Vikings. I don't know. But it looks awesome. The next book I have is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And I got this for Christmas last year, so I have to read this before Christmas this year. Like, I have to. I also heard this was really good. It's about a girl who enters, like, a game with all these other, like, high-class people, and I think the prize is money or something like that. I could be totally wrong. But next I have is Bridgerton. I was going to read this in my romance video that I did because I love Bridgerton, I really do. But I don't know why the writing style is so hard for me to get into with these like kind of more like older kind of classical writing books. But I really need to give this a chance. Okay, next book I have is The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. I don't know how to say his last name, but that's how it's spelled. Phantom of the Opera, not kidding, one of my favorite movies of all time. Was like obsessed with it when I was in middle school. I really want to read this in October because I think it's like great like fall, like Halloween vibes, so I'm really excited to read this book. Next I have is The Fellowship of the Ring. Lord of the Rings movies are my favorite, hands down. Love those movies. So I'm surprised I haven't read this book. I read The Hobbit. I also love The Hobbit book, so we'll be reading that soon. Because I have Behind Closed Doors. It says The Perfect Marriage or The Perfect Life. And this is by B.A. something. I think it's Paris. There's a sticker covering it. I got it from Target. Also don't know what this is about. Might also be a good Halloween read. Another theme for Halloween read and about marriage is called The Perfect Marriage by Jennifer something. Again, Target sticker covering it. But hopefully I can read this in October. Or maybe it could be a good palate cleanser between like all these fantasy books, because when you go from one fantasy to another, get all like mixed up in your head. Next we have is Harry Potter. I have a Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So I listened to all the books in high school. Don't really remember. I think I kind of like tuned everything out because I was like doing other things while I was listening to books. So I have the physical copy of this. I guess I just want to read everything in the fall. It's not going to be possible, but I think this is a great fall read too. I like watching all the movies, so I might try to do this and start this in either September or October. Next, this is Howl's Moving Castle. Oh my gosh, my all-time favorite movie, I think it probably would be my all-time favorite movie, is Howl's Moving Castle. It's an animated Studio Ghibli movie. Oh, it's so good. Like literally the soundtrack to this movie and how much this movie has captured my heart is I walked down the aisle to a song from this movie. So I'm obsessed with it. Maybe I should read it around my anniversary because they just put me in like the cutest little vibe. Okay, we got another thick boy. This is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I've heard so many different things about this book. I heard the magic system is really cool and different, but I also heard that it's kind of boring. I'll read that one soon too. Okay, so this book is The Last Words We Said. I bought this book when I was trying to get back into reading, so this might be like a cute Valentine's Day read because I'm gonna be really honest, there's no way I can get through all these books before the end of the year. I would love to, but there's just no way. This is The Invisible Life of Addie Laurie by B.E. Schwab. I honestly got this book, to be completely honest. I loved the pages. They were like, they feel weird and old, and I love that. I also hear amazing things on TikTok about it. Again, know nothing about it. Next I have, okay, this is Final Girls by Riley Sager. Again, I got this book when I was trying to get back into reading. In middle school and high school, I was obsessed with thrillers and horror books. I really liked them a lot. And so I got this one, and for whatever reason could not get into it. And I recently found out that there's a movie about this book. I had no idea. I'll give it another try in October because I do really want to watch the movie. Okay, next I have is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. My best friend Jordy read this. She said it was beautiful and made her cry. It's about, I believe, video game developers, and we both love playing video games, so I just need to just sit down and finally read this book. Again, I don't know why, any book that's not fantasy and is thick intimidates the crap out of me, and I'm like, I don't know, but I just need to do it and just finally read it. These are just more Harry Potter books here. I do have The Hobbit in here, even though I have read it. It's been like a really long time. Next I have is Lore Olympus. So I got this book at Target. Obviously you can see like the little sticker. I just always heard great things about this series and how cute it was. So I was like, maybe one day when I just want to like really chill out, I'll finally give this book a go. And then next I actually just got this today. I have the finale, which is the third and last book of the Caraval, I'm probably saying that wrong, series. So I'm like so excited to get to this book. I kind of just want to sit down and just read the second book until I finish it today, so I can get to this book, even though I don't want it to end. But yeah, I have this book too. And then I finally, last but not least, I have Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. So again, I know nothing about this book. The only thing I'm like a little concerned about is I love watching Sarah's videos, but I feel like me and Sarah are very, very different readers. Like, I love fantasy and she's more of like a romance girly, and I want to kind of be a romance girly. Like, I want to like enjoy those. And I watched her video where it's like ranking her 5-star reads, and this was like put this crack into my veins, and her crack might be different from my crack, so maybe I'll love it. But that is everything on my TBR list, my physical TBR. I have many things on my Goodreads, but let's see how many this is. I have 21 books on my TBR. I didn't count the double first book of Harry Potter, and I didn't count The Hobbit just because I have read that before. So I have 21 books that I need to read, but I feel like that's doable. I can get through all of these. I can read all of these. It might take me a little bit of time, and especially if I keep buying more books, but that's okay. It's fine. It's good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's kind of like a hodgepodge of decorating and what I've read and a TBR, so it might be kind of long, but thank you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. Who does that?